Ghostwire Tokyo has many side quests you can do while you're out exploring Tokyo, and for me, these were easily the best part of the game. If you're a fan of Japanese horror, then these are the parts of the game you'll want to find and complete. So this week, we're going to take a look at 5 of my favourite side quests from around the map, and delve into a little background information on them as well. Let's head right on in. First up, Strung with a Curse. You'll find a spirit called the Piano Listener hanging around near Shiratsuki Shrine. This poor spirit can hear piano music coming from the nearby piano school every night, but there's nobody there. At first, this music was soothing, but then it got kinda creepy, like the music itself has corrupted. So, take a look around and you'll soon hear said piano music, and it does indeed sound a little odd. It's coming from the nearby piano school, which means it's time to head in and take a look around to uncover what's gone wrong here. Inside, there are a few paintings of famous composers on the wall and a giant piano in the corner of the room. Upstairs, you'll find a journal from someone detailing how they can hear the unmistakable notes of Moonlight Sonata, as played by a former student of the school. Former, because that little girl died. Moonlight Sonata, you say? There's also a delivery slip for a portrait of Giovanni, and nearby a note talking about Giovanni, who was once regarded as a genius, but later remembered mostly as the mentor of an even better piano player, who pushed him out of the spotlight. How could all these things possibly tie together? Back downstairs you'll find the piano-playing girl, the spirit behind all the noise. She didn't mean to cause a racket, she just wanted to play Moonlight Sonata again. However, when she tries, it doesn't seem to play like she wants it to. Something is causing her to mess up. It could only be that cursed portrait. Turns out a spectre has haunted it, and the portrait changes expressions a few times before jumping out to grab you, much like the Beethoven portrait of Myth that haunts music rooms all over Japan. After purging it, the girl blesses our ears with a proper version of Moonlight Sonata, a song that soothes my Resident Evil heart every time I hear it. And, little bit of trivia, it was in fact Mikami Shinji himself that plays the version we hear in Ghostwire. Thank you, good sir, for blessing my ears once again. Next, if you speak to the spirit near the Utagawa Shopping District Shrine Gate, this woman waiting for boyfriend will tell you that her boyfriend killed himself. She can't believe it because they were planning to meet that day, and who would make plans the day they were planning to die? She reveals he visited a building for work, where there have been numerous suicides, and so that building may have cursed him. The very dilapidated building is nearby, and the entrance is being protected by Anurikabe. But once inside, things get creepy. Real creepy. The goal of this one is to find the source of the curse, and each spectre you come across screams about wanting to kill you so you can take their place, or warning you that you'll never be able to leave either. This, of course, brings to mind images of the Shichinin Misaki, a group of 7 ghosts who were unable to move on until they killed someone to take their place. It's also not uncommon for evil spirits to build a nest that attracts more and more spirits to it, so this side quest somewhat combines the two ideas into one, although you'll only find 6 spirits in here, not 7. Either way, the building throws various enemies and creepy hauntings at you until you finally locate the source, and that easily made it one of the more memorable side quests for me. Another terrifying side quest can be found back at the hospital from the start of the game. Head back there and you'll find a spirit outside called Patient, who's complaining about the hospital being overrun by monsters. The patient further explains there was a girl, Misaki, on the dreaded 4th floor who, after having eye surgery, was having trouble sleeping. She died in terrible pain, and so KK fears this might have caused the corruption now haunting the hospital. The hospital is now crawling with rather strong visitors, and in room 403 you can find the little girl in question. Turns out she can't sleep since her surgery because whenever she closes her eyes, she sees a scary lady. Perhaps it was something the former owner of the eyes saw right before he died. A scary lady. Whoever could that be? There's apparently a locked door on the 3rd floor where she's been seen, and a note to the hospital director details that door should be kept locked because people have seen a terrifying woman in a mask nearby, including Owada, the man who died and donated his eyes to Misaki. A terrifying woman in a mask. Of course, once you get through the door, the hospital starts to corrupt and turn very Silent Hillish. Everything is dilapidated, rotten, and falling apart. Inside, you can find Owada, who literally can't unsee the woman who killed him. And who was that woman? A Kuchisake Onna, of course. This comes early enough in the game that she'll likely be quite a handful, and she can even tear KK right out of you. Once she's defeated, however, Misaki finally gets to thank Owada for his eyes in a nice heartwarming moment, even though both of them are dead now. Whoops. In the running for my favourite side quest overall has to be the hilarious A Full House. You'll find a spirit called Content Creator, east of Kuo Shrine. You there! You strike me as a very spiritual person. She explains her name is Osorezan Urami, certainly a very fitting name for an occult content creator in Japan, but she has a favour to ask. Her apartment is now very spiritual, and good luck ever seeing the word spiritual the same way again after this one. Her apartment, of course, is raging stereotype after stereotype of what you'd expect an occult YouTuber's apartment to look like. There are literally straw dolls everywhere. The bathroom is full of candles and mystery liquids. There are higanbana and creepy posters decorating the main living area, a straw doll station, a tacky leather couch with red heart cushions that makes up her recording station, and more. Very spiritual. As you might expect, all this occult paraphernalia has now attracted a swath of actual spirits, and you have to find and exorcise them all. And the apartment is packed with them, having become yet another nest. I never knew that my life was missing an evil spirit using a giant straw doll as a dakimakura, but thanks to this side quest, now I know. There are plenty of creepy images as you hunt for the spirits, and this one is just a plain love letter to internet horror. On that note, to finish up this week, my favourite side quest has to be, of course, A Stop in the Void. I'm so glad I didn't know about this one beforehand. A spirit in the subway by the northern entrance near Morite Shrine tells you about a stop that shouldn't exist, but you can only find it when you're all alone. You end up at a place with a sign that says, just faintly, Kisaragi. I have an entire video on this side quest, so I'll leave a link in the comments if you want to check it out. But needless to say, for this Japanese horror fan who has a particular fondness for internet horror, this side quest was my jam. And those were just some of my favourite side quests from Ghostwire Tokyo. I'll likely make another video sometime soon with even more because there were just too many to put here. But let me know in the comments what your favourite one was, and I'll see you again next time.